Hello friends, this is the InStyle Knitting Studio. This time, I invite you to knit together with me this hat with braids and a fluffy pom-pom. If you prefer, you can skip the pom-pom. If you're interested, stay with me. Let's get started. To knit the hat, we will need Yarnart measuring beams. Here, for 100 grams, there are 100 meters, 30% wool, 70% acrylic. You will need needles number 3.5 and 4.5, an extra needle to work the braids, a needle with a wide eye, a marker to indicate the start of the round, a hook, a measuring tape, scissors, a notebook with a pen to jot down calculations, and a pom-pom if you think of knitting the hat with a pom-pom. I cast on 70 stitches plus 1 stitch on the number 3 needles, then I joined. The knitting into a circle, 1 stitch was lost, so in the end, there remained 70 stitches. I continued to knit a rib pattern of 1 by 1 for 6 centimeters in height. I have lessons on how to knit and purl stitches. Check the links below the video if you're interested. So, we knitted in ribbing 1 by 1, which means 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit. Don't forget that knit stitches in circular knitting are always knit through the front loop. We knitted to height, in my case 6 centimeters here. I marked the row with a marker so that it would be clearer for you. At this point, we will switch to the main knitting. To the main pattern. Before we knit the main pattern, we need to make an increase in the next row. Before that, we need to calculate how many stitches we need to add. I have 70 stitches and we will knit 1 wide braid and 1 narrow braid. The repeat for the wide braid is 16 stitches, while the repeat for the narrow braid is 5 stitches, and we will knit 2 purl stitches between these braids. As a result, I calculated that I would have 4 wide braids and 4 narrow ones, with 2 purl stitches between them. In total, I need to get 100 stitches from my 70. Now, I will divide the number of stitches I have on the needles, 70, by 30. Since I need to make 30 increases in the end, it results in 2, 3, 2, 3. This means I need to make an increase after every second stitch. Sometimes, I will even make an increase after every third stitch, so that I end up with 100 stitches on the needles. Alright, let's start with the increases. By the way, you can make increases in any way that's convenient for you. You can make yarn overs, or you can knit 2 stitches from one, for example, first through the back loop, then through the front, without removing the yarn from the left needle like this, and then we slide it off. But I will do it this way. I take this strand between the stitches, lift it onto the left needle, but lift it like this. And then I knit it twisted, so that no holes form. This way, I'll make my increase. There, I lifted it, and then I will knit through the back loop. Here is my increase. I knit the next stitch knitwise and the next stitch also knitwise. In general, we knit all the stitches knitwise and simultaneously make an increase. Next, I knit 2 stitches knitwise, then again I make an increase. I take this strand between the stitches, lift it like this, and knit it through the back loop, because if I knit through the front loop, it will create a hole like this. So, everything is fine. I made my second increase. Then again, 2 knit stitches. Since I calculated that I need to make increases after every 2 stitches. Maybe even after 3. You will count your stitches to see how many you need to knit between your increases, and then increase. And at the same time, we count how many stitches should be on the needles, which should total 100 stitches. We knit to the end of the row, that's it. I finished knitting, made my increases, and I have 100 stitches on my needles, and here is the start of our new row, and for us to knit the main pattern, we will need an additional needle. Here are my main needles. They are 4.7, a bit thicker already. So, as I mentioned, we will knit 1 wide, 1 narrow braid. Now I will insert the charts for these braids, for those who can knit from charts. You can skip my video and not knit with me. You can skip all of this and knit the patterns by yourself. And we will meet at the point where we will make decreases. Here is the first chart. Here, the report is 16 stitches wide and 8 rows high. Here is the second chart. This is the narrow braid. The report here consists of 5 stitches wide and 8 rows high. And with all the others we continue to knit. And now, I will show row by row how I will knit. For those who are knitting on their own, remember that between the braids, I will knit an additional 2 purl stitches. So well, let's start with the first row. Now, I will be knitting a wide braid, that is, according to the first chart. We knit 2 purl stitches. I knit the purls classically. Next, we knit 12 knit stitches. Then, 2 purl stitches again. There we go. We have completed the first row of our wide braid. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches. Between the braids we will knit 2 purl stitches. Next, we have a narrow braid, which is shown in the second chart. Here, we knit as follows. We knit 5 stitches as knits. Done. This gives us a narrow braid. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches. That is, after the narrow braid, we knit 2 purl stitches. Next, we will knit a wide braid, so everything I mentioned before, we knit that again. That means 2 purls. 12 knits, 2 purls, that's it friends, I won't show it a second time. So we knit in this way until the end of the row. This has turned out to be one big airport. We repeat this until the end of the row. I will have 4 such airports. One is done, and I still need to knit 3 more. We have completed the first row and immediately knit the second row, according to the pattern. That is, we knit what we see. We knit a purl, we knit a purl. We see a knit, and we knit a knit. I knitted the second row immediately. Now we will knit the third row. At the beginning of the row, we have a wide braid. We will knit it the same way as the first row. Essentially, just like the second row. That is, we knit the same thing, 2 purl stitches. This is our third row that we are knitting, 2 purl stitches. Next, we knit 12 knit stitches. And again, 2 purl stitches. That's it, we have knitted this large braid. After the wide braid, we knit 2 purl stitches. After this, we begin to knit the narrow braid. Here we knit as follows. We slip 2 stitches onto an auxiliary needle and place it behind the work. After this, we knit 1 knit stitch and from the auxiliary. needle. After that, we knit 2 more knit stitches. That's it, we have finished the small braid. After it, we knit 2 purl stitches. At this point, we have completed our first large repeat. There should be 25 stitches here, and I should have 4 repeats. 1 I have knitted, and I need to knit 3 more times. And the next row is the 4th row. We knit according to the pattern. Whatever we see, we knit. We see a knit stitch, we knit a knit stitch, we see a purl stitch, we knit a purl stitch. That's it, we have finished our 4th row according to the pattern. And here, someone might be confused about how the narrow braid is knitted. All 5 stitches of the narrow braid we knit as knit stitches. That's it, we have finished the 4th row. Now we will knit the 5th row, the wide braid. Here is the start of the row for us. In the 5th row, we knit just like we did before. It's all simple. 2 purl stitches, 12 knit stitches, and 2 purl stitches. That's it, the wide braid is knit. Next, we continue after the wide braid as usual. 2 purl stitches. After that, we need to knit the narrow braid. This time, we knit all 5 stitches as knit stitches. After the narrow braid, we knit 2 purl stitches. That's it, our 1 repeat is ready. There should be stitches here. This is our 5th row. We repeat this way until the end of the row and the 6th row. We knit according to the pattern, as usual. We will meet at the 7th row. In the 7th row, we knit 2 purl stitches. Next, in the 7th row, we will start swapping in the big braid. These 12 stitches go in 6 stitches. So, we take the first 3 stitches off and set them aside. The next 3 stitches are knit, as knit stitches. Then we knit the stitches from the auxiliary needle as knit stitches. We have knitted. Next, we also move with the following 6 stitches. So, the first 3 stitches go next. We move them to an additional needle and leave them in front of the work this time. After this, we knit the next 3 stitches as knit stitches. We tighten the first. And now we knit these 3 stitches from the additional needle as knit stitches. We have knitted just like this. After that, we knit 2 more purl stitches. This is our wide braid. It has been knitted. Next, after it, we knit 2 purl stitches. And we will start knitting our narrow braid. For this, we need to initially knit 2 knit stitches. Next, we slip 1 stitch onto a spare needle and place it in front of our work. The next 2 stitches we knit. Then we knit that 1 stitch from the spare needle as well. After our narrow braid come 2 purl stitches. This is how we will continue knitting until the end of our row. The next 8th row we knit according to the pattern. After we finish the 8th row, it means we have completed our repeat in height. We will repeat everything again. That is, from the 1st row to the 8th row. We will continue like this until we reach the height of the hat, where we need to make decreases. That's it, I won't show any further. We finish this 7th row. We knit the 8th according to the pattern. And we repeat everything again from the 1st to the 8th row. Well, I have finished. My hat height is about 16 to 17 centimeters. At this point, we will start making decreases. According to my pattern, the 1st row should follow now. So we will do the following. Here we have 2 purl stitches. We will knit them together. As purls, that is in this row, we knit 2 stitches together as purl between the braids. One we have knitted. We will knit the second one at the end of the row. Next comes our braid in the 1st row, 12 knit stitches. We knitted. Next, we have 4 purl stitches. We will knit them together 2 by 2. Here are 2 together as purls. The next 2 purl stitches we will also knit together as purls. Next is our narrow braid. We're on the 1st row. She is knitting with knit stitches. After that, we have purl stitches again. 4 purl stitches. We knit them together 2 by 2. 2 together, purl and the next 2 purl together. We continue this way until the end of the row. Next, we knit according to the pattern straight without decreases. We will meet at the 5th row. We will make our 2nd decrease. Here we are at the 5th row. We end up with 2 purl stitches between the cables here. We need to make one from these 2. Here is the marker, and I will knit these 2 purl stitches together, the 5th row of the pattern. This one is regular without any crossings. So we knitted 2 purl stitches together. Next is our wide cable. Here are 12 knit stitches. We knit them as usual. Next we have 2 purl stitches between the cables. We knit them together as purls. In this way, we will be decreasing stitches in this row. That is, we will knit 2 purl stitches together to get 1. After the narrow cable, we have 2 purl stitches again. We knit them together. Next is wide again. In general, we have 2 purl stitches between the cables. We will knit them together as purls. Next, we will knit straight according to the pattern until the 8th row. At the 8th row, we will meet to make our 3rd decrease. So friends, we have reached the 8th row of the pattern. Our 3rd decrease will be here. We will knit as follows. Here is the start of the row. Here goes my big braid. The big braid consists of 12 stitches. We will decrease the 2 middle stitches, that is, knit them together. Now we knit 5 stitches. We have done that. Next, 2 stitches. We knit them together through the back loop. After that, we knit 5 stitches. We finish our wide braid this way. We will decrease 1 stitch in the wide braid. Here, we will have not 12 stitches, but 11. Next there is 1 purl stitch between the braids. After this, we move to the narrow braid. We will decrease the narrow braid as follows. It consists of 5 stitches. We slip the first stitch. We knit the second stitch and pass the slipped stitch over the knitted one. This way, we decreased 1 stitch, and continue knitting the remaining 3 stitches. In the end, we have 4 stitches in the narrow braid. That's all for this. The repeat is finished. Next, again a purl stitch. And again, we start our wide braid, where we will decrease in the center again. That is, we knit the 2 middle stitches together, while in the narrow braid, we first decrease the first and second, that is, knit them together using a yarn over. So overall as I showed. We also move to the end of the row, and thus we decrease stitches. Next, we knit straight without any decreases until the 3rd row. In the 3rd row, we will meet to make our next decrease. Here is our 3rd row. We knit here as follows. The first stitch of our big braid. We slip the first stitch and knit the second one. Next, we pass the slip stitch over the knitted one. Here we have decreased 1 stitch. Next, we knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 knit stitches. Of them, we will knit the last 2 stitches together knitwise through the back loop. This way, we have decreased 2 stitches in the large braid. Next, we knit 1 purl stitch. After this, we have a narrow braid. Here are 4 stitches. We take an additional needle, move 1 stitch to the additional needle and place it behind the work. Next, we knit 1 knit stitch. After this, we knit the stitch from the additional needle knitwise. Next, we have 2 stitches left. We knit them together through the back loop knitwise. This is how we will continue until the end of the row. Next, we have a purl stitch. After this, we have a wide braid again. We will decrease at the beginning and at the end of our braid. Next is a purl stitch. After this, we perform a crossover of 2 stitches and decrease 1 stitch from the left side. Thus, we continue until the end of the row. In the 4th row, we will do a lot of decreases. How will we do this? We slip the first stitch. Here is our large braid. We knit the second stitch knitwise. Next, we place the slipped stitch over the knitted stitch. Then, we slip the next stitch again. Again, we knit the next one knitwise. We place the slipped stitch over the knitted stitch. After this, we knit 1 knit stitch. Then, we again have 4 stitches left from the large braid. We will knit them together, knitwise through the back loop. This is how we have knitted. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches in the large braid. Next, we knit 1 purl stitch. Now we will decrease in the narrow braid of 3 stitches. We will make 1. We slip the first stitch. The next 2 we knit together through the back loop and pull the slipped stitch over the 2 knitted stitches like this. Next, we again knit a purl stitch. So, we have knitted our repeat. In 1 repeat, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. That's it. We continue this way until the end of the row. This is our 4th row of the pattern. Next, we knit the 5th row. In the 6th row, we will decrease stitches. That's it. We have knitted the 5th row. Now we will knit the 6th row of the pattern. But basically, we will knit not according to the pattern, by the way. At this point, we no longer need the marker. You can estimate if your yarn allows you to tighten the cap already. Then you can tighten it, but my yarn is quite thick. I thought, I will do 1 more row, decreasing stitches. That is, knitting 2 stitches into 1 knit stitch. As you can see, I already do not have enough stitches. It is few. I have here 32 stitches, but it seems a bit too much for me. I will now start to decrease stitches. That is, I will now knit together 2 stitches together, knit through the back loop to halve the number of stitches. 2 stitches together, knit through the back loop. Next, the following 2 stitches knit together through the back loop. I should now have 16 stitches left on the needles, as I currently have 32 stitches. The number of stitches should decrease by half. I will now reach the end of the row and show you how I tighten the top. I made the decreases by knitting 2 stitches into 1. After that, I knitted 1 row of knit stitches. I have 16 stitches on my needles right now. I took a needle with a wide tip. Now, we are going to pull our thread through all of these stitches. In other words, we are freeing the needles and transferring everything to the thread. That's it. We don't need the needles anymore. We have transferred all the stitches onto the thread now. It forms our top. Now we are tightening the top. Don't pull too tightly so it doesn't break. Here is our thread. It closes quite well for me. Now I will tighten here, going under the stitches one more time in a circle. I will hide my thread on the inside and show how my top turned out. Here is the top that turned out. I have hidden all the ends, and we have basically finished. Knitting our hat. Here is the hat that turned out with braids. The hat turned out warm. I have the thread. It is thick, and the hat turned out very warm. I won't put any lining here, but I will attach a pom-pom. I have a pom-pom. This color does not quite show well, but overall, it fits here very well. I made it myself. Here is the link. Take a look if you want to learn to make pom-poms at home too. Now I need a hook. I have a 3.5. Basically, it doesn't matter which hook you take. From inside, we poke the hook near the center. Probably a little closer to the center. We catch one ribbon and pull it inside. Next, from the other side, that is the opposite side, we poke the hook and catch the second ribbon. We also pull it inside. We no longer need the hook. Let's go to the reverse side. Here are our 2 tails from the pom-pom. We pull them. Here, I tie a knot and a bow. To make it easy to untie later, we tightened it. You can trim a little if it seems too much. Now let's look at the front side to see what we have achieved. Well, that's it, dear friends. We have knitted our hat. Such a beautiful, warm hat with a pom-pom has turned out. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and always stay stylish. Wishing everyone